The World Wide Web today and tomorrow. Let's speak about social web, semantic, and the service web. The web was designed in 1990, and the evolution of the World Wide Web in this last 25 years shaped today's web through numerous transformation. So originally, the web was a read-only web, a static web. All the resources were static HTML pages, and by means of the HTTP protocol, the user requested and received this document. Often, this phase of the World Wide Web is named the Web 1.0. Only a few expert authors were able to publish content, to understand the HTML, to design such HTML pages, to set up a web server, to place these resources on the web server and to make it available over the World Wide Web. And the resources that were offered over the World Wide Web were mostly static. And then, around 2000, it started to change the character of the World Wide Web, to change into a participation web. This is development we can see up to now. Some people call this Web 2.0 the read-write web. In that phase, users became able, for example, by means of the Ajax technology we discussed already, to publish own content in a very simple way. So it was not more necessary to be an IT specialist. Everyone could publish content, mainly through the social web applications. So an important characteristic, or the important character of the Web 2.0, is what's also called social web. In that time also dynamic websites become more and more common. So by means of the web programming on client side, on server side, the web pages were designed dynamically, exactly according to the wishes and the parameters given by the user. On the same side, web pages become more and more complex. New technologies allowed the developer to build future-rich web-based applications. This is a web as you know it from today. But then a next step, a next phase in development of the web, sometimes also called Web 3.0, was the semantic and the service web, or the semantic and the execution web. This is a development still emerging, and here it's a characteristic that the information becomes machine readable and understandable. The former phases, the web was designed for humans, and humans were the user and interact by the web. The information was designed in a way that it's understandable, readable by humans. But more and more one has detected that the web can also be used for machine-to-machine communication. And such machine-to-machine communication becomes important if one creates more complex web applications, where, for example, to produce a dynamic output, a dynamic web page by means of several web applications placed on different servers in the world that have to interact to each other to produce this page the user wants to see. This is the execution web or the service web. If we speak about the semantic web, today's situation is that search engines are keyboard-based, and a search machine looks exactly for the string of characters. And then all the information, all the resources available in the web where this string of characters plays an important role are shown to the user. But such search machines from today, they don't understand the meaning of this string of characters. They don't understand the meaning of the search term and documents. So what we expect in the future is, and this is an expectation to the so-called semantic web, is that it's not only longer is only the string of characters that the machine, the web is understanding, but the web has some means to understand the meaning of this string of characters. So the semantic web no longer consists of stupid documents, but of things, of people, of places, of events, and their relations to each other. And the other important part or characteristic of this Web 3.0 phases are the service web, are web services. Many web applications become interconnectable through web service technology. We will discuss as well as the semantic web in this week. But there is not an end of the development. There is a next transformation starting today. And this is the mobile web. Some people call it Web 4.0. Here, parallel alternative versions of the existing webs occur and are accessible over smartphones. So the documents and the resources in the web are designed also to be usable by such smartphones. So here the possibility to add new meaning by taking into account the local context of a person is a characteristic. So the web sees, understands, knows where the person is located, and then it is able to provide resources that are meaningful exactly in this local context. So the largely use of the service web, of web services, this is a characterization of this mobile web, as well as usable in the mobile way. Is this the end? What comes next? How Web 5.0 looks like. Discussion about this. You are invited to develop your ideas in our forum, in our openHPI forum. Submit your ideas, discuss ideas. There are definitely new developments. The web can go on. And for the people, for the developers of the web technologies, these visions, these new ideas are very important to think, to get input for developing new technologies. So we, in this week, speak about the social, semantic, and service web, or the Web 3.0. These three aspects are important. Social web. What is a social web applications? You know a lot of them. How did they emerge? How do they work? The technology they are using we have already discussed. For example, Ajax. And the main characteristic I already mentioned is that people, you and me, can become authors, can publish information in the World Wide Web. Then we speak about semantic web. How do today's search engines work and what are their limitations? What are semantic and what are the principles of the semantic web? This is what we asked ourselves when we discuss the semantic web, what's going on in development and what is the vision. And then finally we have to consider the service web. How do web services, the enabling technology for the service web, work? How the technology, which kind of technology is in place to implement this vision of a service web.